Well, good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. It must be 1 p.m. PST because here we be. Shout out to everybody in the comment section. Got a lot to talk about today. A lot of stupid ass shit happened and a lot of good information because when somebody tells you who they are or what they want to do, you should listen. I'm loving. This is probably my favorite thumbnail that I've done so far. I got a lot more live streams left in me, but this is probably my favorite one so far. So you guys may or may not have heard about this bullshit outrage about Sesame Street characters not wanting to high five or hug or take pictures with black kids. I know the level of stupidity is high. But there are these videos coming out, these compilations that are put out, these clips that are strung together and it's called, we'll get into it. It's like called Sesame Street Place or something where the most egregious offense took place. And it's footage of these kids, these black kids at these Sesame Street parades. And for some reason or another, the characters in the costumes, you know, the big ass, hot ass costumes. For whatever reason, they didn't high five or acknowledge these black kids. And according to the interweb, it's because they're black. So stupid. That's probably my favorite thumbnail ever is Elmo reading Mein Kampf. In the title, how to get to R.A.C.I.S.T. Street. Because in the theme song, how to get to Sesame Street. Well, now you need to know how to get to Racist Street. Because Sesame Street is now racist. And of course, what do they do? What did Sesame Street do? Put out a comment. They put out a statement talking about how they don't believe in racism, blah, 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 corporate speak, insert corporate speak here. Bullshit. I think so. We got somebody new. Daniel Bate from the UK. Speaking of the UK, your boy Prince Harry opened his mouth and a bunch of stupid shit came out. Of course, he'll talk to the rest of the world like this. Anybody won't talk to that crazy ass mouthy wife of his like that. Of course. I wonder, does she keep his balls in her purse or does she put them on top of the fridge with the snacks he's not supposed to have unless he asks her first? Inquiring minds want to know. But he has the nerve to tell us about how shit's going here, what we're doing wrong here. Really? Didn't you guys just have that crazy haired son of a bitch look like he always looked like he just came out of a wind tunnel? That bedhead Boris, bedhead Johnson, and you got the nerve. Anyway, he had something to say about the United States. We'll see. So Sesame Street's racist. Beware the unjustly offended people. Beware the people that get more offended about something than the people who should be offended. If there's any offense to be had, it should be these people. But you have this group over here that it doesn't concern them at all, and they're more upset and outraged than these people over here. Like the people who get all mad and upset that the Washington Redskins had the logo that they had. But you ask an Indian and they don't give a shit. But there's some guilt-ridden white liberal over here just crying because the injustice. So beware the unjustly offended. And like I mentioned earlier, and you can see in the description, there's a video, and I'll show it, of this guy who is supposed to be a child molester. Older white guy, looks like a child molester. And he talks about what he's looking for. And he mainly talks about what he looks for in the family structure. Not so much the kid, but what he looks for in the family structure. And he says at the end of the video, it works. So we're going to listen to what that man has to say, because when someone is trying to tell you their intentions, you have to listen to them. And when a monster like this is telling you what they look for in their prey, you have to listen and take it seriously. And, of course, the stupid-ass activist cherry on top of all this, Loco Cortez, you motherfuckers, her womb is so polluted. She can have a fucking baby, man. Or she can have my fucking baby, man. She was at a pro-abortion rally in D.C. Why? I'm not sure. If you want to put away your congressional pin, if you want to pull that from your lapel and give it back and go grab your homemade sign and picket and protest, do it. But you were supposed to be a congresswoman, not a fucking activist. She was out in the streets with the people, not her people. She wasn't in New York. She's out in the streets with the people, and she got arrested. Dun, dun, dun. So we'll see what happened with that 11-year-old and a 33-year-old's body. Don't forget, guys, Green Gear, mygreengear.com. Just launched the website. I was just emailing my rep today with some new ideas. So be on the lookout for that. But all brand new designs, more coming. MyGreenGear.com, JerichoGreen.net, exclusive content there, $3.99 a month. Venmo, GreenforGreen, Cashapp, $ Jericho Green, the number 1. Super chats, they've already begun. P.O. Box, 806 Olivehurst, California, 95961-9998. Speaking of super chats, let's get into them. We'll show you how this works. First come, first serve. You get them in. I read yours first. Very simple. I like to keep it simple, not just for you, but for me. Kathy Willis, a super sticker. Thank you very much. Preach. Let's see. Moving on. Bam. Bigelow. Thanks for the twomp. He says just a few bucks for whatever, Jericho. Thank you. Appreciate it. I don't have to earmark it for something else. I can just spend it on whatever. And I will. Oh, I will. Daniel Bate, thank you very much. He says, hello, sir. My first. Dolphno. Thanks for help keeping me sane. Thanks for helping keeping me sane. You guys are my soundboard. You guys ever been called a soundboard? IWD, thank you. Elmo say one nation, one people. Von Lida. LOL, these people are so prosperous, they have to find bigotry in puppets. That's right. So stupid. So fucking stupid. Puppets. Don't worry, we're going to talk about that shit. We're going to get in that ass like a bike with no seat. Don't worry about that. Quitting Time, Lala HK, Stephen R, Andrew, everybody. I see you. Oh, I see you. Orant Patty, thank you. Jericho, you don't think there's a possibility that racism is a factor in this? I love your content, but racism will always be prevalent. That is true. There will always be racist people. Always. No matter what, even if we were all the same height and everything, we would find a way to divide ourselves. We will find a way to find something wrong with each other. For sure, there will always be racist people, but this is not a racist society. That is my only difference there. There will always be racist people. There will always be racism, but this is not a racist country or racist society. Robert, wait a minute, Pfeiffer? Because it wouldn't be Pfeiffer if it was PF. I'm going to say Pfeiffer. I'm going on a limb. Thank you, though, for the Hamilton. What's up, Jericho? Neighbor from down the street. That Rob. What's up, Rob? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. Those ribs were good, weren't they? Delish. Went to a casino. That's some ribs. Lovely. Quitting Time. Good damn afternoon to you as well. Yeah, Rosie Rose, AOC was arrested. We're gonna talk about that. Fuck it. That was the nicest arrest I've ever seen. It's Meekers. Yeah, you'll find out why Elmo is reading Mein Kampf. You'll find out. Bryant Lawson, thank you for the twomp, sir. Sir. I remember Candace Candace did a video about George Floyd and went viral, and one thing she said was that black people would support criminals. I was like, that's BS. Sadly, she was right. Left mainstream mediocres is propaganda for the Democrats. Yes, there was a time when the media was a watchdog. There was a time when the media was on our side. They were just there to keep an eye on what the elected officials were doing, what was going on in DC, and they would give us the information and allow us to make our own decisions, to make up our own mind. But now they baby bird that shit. They chew it up and process it and give us what they think our opinion should be. They're no longer a watchdog, they're a lapdog. Now they work for the mainstream mediocres, not against, well, yeah, I would say the time they worked against them. I would say there was a time that they were definitely on our side. They were because we were living life, working, raising kids, building things, careers, whatever. And we tune in 5:00 in the evening, kick off those work boots, get out of those heels, those pumps, take off the big old shoulder pads if you were in the 80s and 90s, and you would see what the fuck's been going on all day. But now they've joined. They're in cahoots. Gian Mosley, I see you, man. I will be on Instagram with Gian at official Gian on Instagram. I think 3:30 this afternoon. We're going to be talking about some shit. So if you're not there, you're going to be listening to some other crap that's not as good. So make sure that you are. Gian's my boy. So Brian King B. Falcon, what's up, man? New York is shit. Yeah, your girl's a real dum-dum. A real dum-dum. Well, I mean, look at the example she has. Biden is pervertus. Our grandpa in chief, Mr. Hey, this isn't the mall. One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. You have him up there talking about he was arrested here and he was a protester there and civil rights. I mean, shit. He probably still has the bruises from the handcuffs from those racist boss hogs. So of course she would get out there and do some fake stupid ass shit like she did. And don't worry, we'll talk about it. But this lovely live stream that we're currently knee deep in is brought to you by My Pillow, people. My Pillow. I'm glad My Pillow is my pillow. I don't know if it's because I'm older now or what, but your bed and your pillow become very important the further you move along in this thing we call life. Remember, you could pass out neck all like this. You're up 3 hours of sleep, no problem. Ready to do it again because your body's still numb from the things you put in it the night before. That's no longer the case. I need my pillow to be firm. I need my mattress to be kind of right in the middle. Not too firm, not too soft. Goldilocks type stuff. But I'm happy with it. I'm happy with everything that I have from My Pillow. If you want to get up to 66% off, what? I'll have a link in the description box. Promo code Jericho, all caps. They got it all, not just pillows. Don't get it twisted. They got everything that has to do with your bedroom. Well, not everything, but sleep and whatnot. Sleep and comfort. Bathrobe, slippers, they do everything. Check it out, My Pillow. MyPillow.com/Jericho. Promo code Jericho. Check it out. I'm not lying. Why do you guys? And what's one of the best parts about it? Not only is it quality material, quality products that work, made in America. Love it. It's rare these times. It's rare in these times we live in. So many things come from China, but not from My Pillow. All American. So, got another. Jade Radio voiceover. Did I say that right? I hope so. Go see them liberals at Starbucks and have a coffee on me. Thanks for the Hamilton. Haha. Thanks for dropping truth, bro. I know you keep it simple, but if you ever need voiceover for your productions, let me know. On IG is at JD3 Radio. Okay, I'm gonna check you out, man. Let me write this down. At JD3 Radio. All right, JD3 Radio. I'm gonna check that out. Let's see what you got. I'm pretty good at voiceovers myself, so I'm gonna see what you can do, bro. But thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. Thank you for the Hamilton. So, guys, what the? What the? So, who told me about this first? My boy told me about it first, and then I was talking to my brother, and he was telling me about it too. We got a little deeper in conversation about what it all means and what it's indicative of. But this whole Sesame Street thing. So there's like a Sesame. Hold on, let me get this shit right. We'll get to that in a little bit. But it's further proof that we have no natural predators because we are able to focus on kids not getting high fives and or hugs from people inside of costumes. Yes, that dumb. But first, guys, what do we do? How do we kick off the live streams? A little segment I like to call Good Gun. That's when good people, use their gun to do good things because a gun is not inherently bad because it's a gun. When you take it out of the box, when you get it, you take it out of its case. It's not like, oh, shit, this thing's going to shoot somebody. Whoa, whoa. No. If you're good, your gun will do good things. If you're bad, your gun will do bad things. Duh. Duh. So this one, woman shoots and kills ex-boyfriend after reporting break-in. A woman shot and killed her ex-boyfriend after she called 911 to report that he was breaking into her house in Las Vegas. Las Vegas Police Lieutenant Ray Spencer said the woman was in the house with her boyfriend and 3 small children when her ex-boyfriend broke into the house. Spencer said the man left the house when he saw the woman was armed, but returned later armed with a gun. The intruder then held the gun to the head of the woman's current boyfriend, and she fired 1 shot, killing the ex-boyfriend. It says at this point in the investigation, all indications are that the woman acted in self-defense. Once the investigation is completed, the case is submitted. A child who lives inside the home also called 911 during the confrontation. Oh, so how old was that kid? Old enough to know how to call 911. So what, elementary school age? So in other words, they're old enough to remember all of this. Good job, Mom. The shooting happened in a residential neighborhood near the border between Henderson and Las Vegas. Residents said they were shocked by the killing on their street. I've been here since 1995, and it is very quiet, tucked away here. She said that she emerged from her home to see police, crime scene tape, and television news trucks parked in front of her house. It shocked me. It really is shocking. It is tragic. So the reason I picked this story is because there's layers to it. So as the father of a girl, one day, unfortunately, she is going to move out on her own. And what if she has some boyfriend like this that she breaks up with because he's crazy? And that's another thing. That's why it's so important not to give up the goods, not to give up the freaking clam too early, because you are meeting that man's representative. He is meeting who you want him to meet so he can get inside of that clam. So it's important to hold out just in case you see any chinks in his armor. Oh, can I say that anymore? Sorry. It's important so you can see who he really is before you get too involved. And if you're going to have kids, they said 3 small kids, at least one of them was old enough to call 911. If you have kids involved, now it gets all crazy. You lay down and have babies with some crazy son of a bitch who's going to come back and break into your home and put a gun to your new boyfriend's head. Why weren't you married to the dude you had 3 kids with? That's why the decisions you make when children are involved are so important. I'm assuming those are his kids because they said she had a new boyfriend. So she must have had them kids a long time ago. So now those kids don't have a father because he's dead because mommy decided to lay down and let him go inside of her at least 3 times. But as a father of a daughter, these are things that you worry about. These are things you give thought to. And of course, he's going to be all nice and hello, sir, when he's around you. But what's he like in real life behind closed doors? And I've heard this question asked. I've had this question asked to me before, so I ask it to you. Men, fellas, would you want your daughter, even if you don't have a daughter, just hypothetically, but if you do, it's a little closer to home. If you have a daughter, would you want her to marry somebody like you? And I can answer that question confidently, yes. I love my wife, I respect her, and I protect her. And that's what I would expect from my daughter's husband. Or if you're watching this, future husband of my daughter, I'll be watching you, you little son of a bitch. Anyway, that's a very real concern. That could happen to your daughter someday. She could get with some fucking psycho. And even though you raised her to be a good girl and raised her to respect herself and gave her a good example of what a man should be and what she should pick, sometimes shit doesn't go as planned. Just like you have people, a family who have multiple kids, 2, 3 kids. 2 of them turn out great. One of them's a fuck up. Same house, same love, same everything, same opportunity. Shit happens. That's why I tell my daughter, you're getting a gun and a dog, because a dog will give you time to get to that gun. The dog will jump on that fool and start chewing on his ass, or you can get your firearm and render him useless. But very important, be careful who you have kids with, and get married before you have kids, because hopefully in that process before you marry him, you will be vetting him and he won't be some psycho asshole. But just in case none of that happens, get a gun, ladies, learn how to use it, be confident, be accurate, please. Your father will thank you. And that was Good Gun. Orient Patty, again, thank you. Hey, Jericho. What are your thoughts on the bodega stabbing? The clerk is not being charged anymore. The charges were dropped. Yeah, I talked about this a couple of days ago. That's great. What sucks, though, is the woman has, as far as I can tell, I'll have to look into it again, but when I did my last live, she wasn't being charged. But the fact that his charges were dropped, that's great. And you know what else should happen? GoFundMe should put his account back up and then give him back the $20,000 that they took. They gave everybody their refunds. But they should reopen his account, put that $20,000 back in, and allow people to donate. To his account, to his page, or whatever it's called. Because that was bullshit. They took his page down, but then they let the page stay up for that Techley Sundberg or whatever, the dude who shot into the woman's apartment and then 6 hours standoff with the cops and he got killed. I talked about it yesterday. And I'll be talking about a little bit. He's going to play into something I'm going to talk about today as well. But speaking of the Good Gun segment I just talked about, I hope, fellas, that you are able to answer yes to that question. Would you want your daughter to marry a man just like you? So yeah, let's start it. Let's kick it off. So Sesame Street, damn it. So many layers to this stupid ass shit. So there are videos going around of Sesame Street characters not acknowledging black kids who come to these parades, because all of these videos that are put out, they look like they're parades. And the parades are lined on both sides with all these kids and their parents. And one of the many layers, first of all, if it's a big city, because the one that sparked all the attention on this, it was in Philadelphia. So if you're in a big city, don't even have to be a big city. If you're in a city with like say Sacramento. Sacramento has 500,000 people in it. That's a good sized city, but it's not like millions or something. But let's say you live in at least a decent sized city with like a couple 100,000 people and on. How many damn kids do you think are at this fucking parade? 10,000, 20,000 kids, maybe more. How long you think that fool's been in that costume? And if it's taking place now, the current season we're in is called summer. Summer's hot. There are thousands of kids. You cannot see them all. One of them are these two little girls. I think this is the video, the latest, or the viral video that sparked all of this. She's there with her two daughters. And only one of the tapes did I hear a man's voice. But anyway. This woman, she's there with her two daughters. And, or is it Rosita? And she's in a lot of these. Rosita's in a lot of these videos. So she's coming down the line, the high fives and all this stuff. And you see her wag her finger no to somebody. I heard somebody talk about maybe somebody wanted her to hold their baby. Yeah, that's stupid. Here, lady, I'm CPS. Let me hold your baby and take it away. Why are you handing your baby to this clown in a costume? But anyway, she wags her finger no. And then moves down the line. And then next are the two little black girls, and the Sesame Street character blows right by him. Now, on the surface, yeah, man, that sucks. Some little girls, they're so happy. Kids, they're not thinking about all the other kids. They're just thinking about their own personal experience with this character. All they were thinking about is, I see him coming. They're finally here. I'm going to get a high five, a handshake or something. And they did it. And it's sad. Yeah, it sucks, man. Damn. You know, you hate to see a little kid get sad or get disappointed. We all have a heart. Of course. Oh, can you guys hear that beeping? That's because there's a bunch of heavy machinery out there clearing out something to build. And when we bought this house, they said, oh, no one's going to build back there for at least 10 years. It hasn't been 1 year. And from the sounds of it, they're building something. Unless they're doing a live action Tonka truck show, they're building shit back there. Thanks, realtor. But again, my stepdad told me when I was going to get into the Navy, he said, if they don't put it in writing, don't believe it. Right again. So anyway, these kids got passed by. And it sucks. You see it, you're like, damn, you feel bad for the kid. But as a parent, if you've been in that situation before, what do you tell them? Mommy, they didn't see me. They didn't shake my hand. Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe they didn't see you. Maybe they're busy. Maybe they're in a hurry. You tell them something like that. You tell your kid excuses like that 500 times a day, and you move on. It's not like days later, your child is gazing out the window with a little single tear. Remember that commercial where they threw the trash out the window and the Indian dude was looking at his face? So your kid's staring out the window with a single tear. What's wrong? Again, the Sesame Street character didn't see it. No, that shit's not going to happen. Your kid has the memory of a gnat. By the time you turn around and go get snacks, the kid don't even remember that shit happened. These kids were little, like 2 and 3 years old. So now you have all these videos coming out of these black kids getting dissed by Sesame Street characters. Did you hear what I just said? People are outraged because little black kids didn't get acknowledged by Sesame Street characters. And there's one where it's Bert or Ernie, one of those weirdos, walking by and you see their hand go like this. And people are saying that the Bert or Ernie, whoever was the one with the cone head, they're saying that he slapped a baby. First of all, If he slapped a baby, why wouldn't the parents say, hey, what the fuck, Ernie or Bert, whichever one you are, why'd you slap my baby? You see the hands on these things are this damn big. He probably had no idea how close that kid was. Anybody ever heard of depth perception? But it's racist. It has to be racist, even though Sesame Street was created for black kids. They were created for black kids who didn't have both parents in their home, and they still needed to learn shit. If Sesame Street taught you everything, your parents fucked up. Your parents should be your first teacher. Your mother should be your first teacher, not the cast of Sesame Street. And Sesame Street was cool back in the day. My daughter, when she was like 4, she used to, there's an episode where they had John Taylor on there. Or I'm sorry, James Taylor. Mr. I've Seen Fire and I've Seen Rain. They had James Taylor on there, and he was singing a song where it was him on his guitar and another dude playing a tuba or some shit, a big old, the big old deep bass, wind-powered instrument. I think it was a tuba. And I can't remember the name of it. Oh, Jellyman, was it Jellyman Jelly or some shit like that? It was a cool little song. And my daughter used to love it. They watch it over and over and over. There was a time when Sesame Street was cool. There was a time where all Sesame Street concentrated on was colors and shapes and letters and having fun and being nice. Kid shit, light shit. Parents got the heavy lifting. Sesame Street, you come in every afternoon with the letter of the day. Keep it fun. I'll meet you on the other end. But once they got into the poke, and I got 2 daddies and 2 mommies. Time out, Sesame Street. You are overstepping your bounds. So Sesame Street was cool. Not anymore. But it was created for the very kids that you're saying they're being racist against. And when did we forget how to not give a fuck? Because in the grand scheme of things, and that day I got ahead of me as a parent, what we're going to do after this, where we're going to eat, is it hot? We're going to find shade. Did I bring everything? Wipes, change of clothes, all the things you got to go through with a little kid. I could give less than a shit about how they were treated by some dude or girl inside of a costume. I don't care. That's BBs off a battleship. Pew! Next time you're near a battleship and you got a BB gun, shoot it. That BB will go pew right off it. Won't even scratch the paint. Why are we worried about this stupid shit? Sesame Street characters? Now, the day Sesame Street makes an episode that says, here at Sesame Street, we can't stand you little niggers. When they do that, I'll be paying attention. But until then, shut up. How can you prove that that was racism? How can you prove that maybe they didn't see him? Or maybe they didn't want to shake their little hand for some other reason? But people are actually putting up clips of kids getting dissed by Sesame Street characters. We have no natural predators. Our lives are almost too damn good because we have the energy to focus on what? Sesame Street character. Not even the character. Somebody in a suit. Now, when Sesame Street pulls a Kanye West and they get up and they're up there and say, Sesame Street does not care about black kids, then you can say, Sesame Street, you are racist. But there is no proof. There is no proof, and you can't prove it. Yes, None the Miser, this is the epitome of first world problems. You got families in third world countries, their growling stomachs are in unison. That's what they fall asleep to at night. Here, we're worried about little kids who won't even remember this. These are little kids. These are toddlers. They won't even remember this. That happens now. My daughter, she used to, the Gap Band had a song called You Dropped the Bomb on Me. And she called it the bomb song when she was like 3. Over and over and over, over and over. You dropped the bomb on me, baby. I don't know how many times a day. Go up to her now. Remember this song? No, I don't remember. You don't remember this? You made me listen to this song 48 times a day. You don't remember this? I don't remember. No recollection whatsoever. Your brain has so many things happen to it. It can't hold on to everything. Some things have to be purged. And insignificant, stupid situations like the time Rosita didn't give you a high five is gone. That is so stupid. And the comments, oh, this is racist. I'm boycotting. No more Sesame Street for me. You dumb jackass. You're really socking it to Sesame Street, aren't you? You're really letting them have it. This is racist. Oh, Sesame Street's racist as fuck. Shut up. Shut up. You know how stupid you're making people look? You know how stupid you're making black folks look? By giving this a second thought? And the one where she's wagging her finger, no, that was a white woman. So hold up, Sesame Street. If you're racist, you guys need to go back to the drawing board and sharpen your racism. Because you're supposed to be nice to white people and mean to black people, not mean to them both. That doesn't make you a good racist, Sesame Street. And what does Sesame Street do? Sesame Street bent right down on both knees and kissed the ass of these fools. They released a statement. Here at Sesame Street, we don't believe in. Shut the fuck up. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to hear that corporate shit. You don't care about children. If you did, you wouldn't push the poke on them. If you did, you wouldn't push that Ku Klux trans horse shit on them. So don't tell me now you care about kids when you're trying to destroy them the other 6 days of the week. Please. My kids watch Sesame Street sometimes. When my kids were really little, my son liked Elmo's World. But you best believe I was there watching it with him because I didn't want them sneaking in. If it was an old one, like the episode I told you about with James Taylor, I could let him watch that. A newer one? No, hell no. And if the celebrity guest was off, you ain't watching this one. You ain't watching it. Gone are the days when parents only had to worry about harsh language in what their kids saw on TV or a little titty here and there. When we watch an action movie, my mom and the titty part would come and my mom would cover my eye. You know I was trying to do this. What's that? What are those? Those are titties I've been hearing about. Let me see the titty. That was it. Now it's indoctrination. Now it's, yeah, touch yourself. It's cool. Yeah, you can be a girl or a boy. It's pleasure-based sex ed. Isn't that what Senator Tiara Mack said? She was excited about pleasure-based sex education to elementary school kids. Now that's what it's about. Parents, we got to watch a whole new wave of shit coming. Social media. Indoctrination, trying to make our kids a generation of little hypochondriac weirdos who don't mind being touched by grown-ups. That's their ultimate goal. But instead of focusing on that, we are worried about Sesame Street characters who are people inside of suits not giving high fives and hugs to little black kids. If anybody doesn't understand that, you go volunteer at one of these and put on the damn suit and see if you can give a high five and a hug to all 10,000 of these little mongrels with their glow-in-the-dark snot and their filthy-ass, sticky little hands. You going to do that? And the kid don't let you go. Now you're hanging up. You're messing up the flow of the parade. Not to mention that it's a parade. It's on the move. We got to keep moving. I can't set up shop here and do a photo shoot with your 3-year-old. Gotta keep moving. Literally, shit is coming at you. I gotta stay on the go. Sorry, kid. Get you next time. Oh man, hey, high five. It's a parade. This isn't Santa Claus at the mall. They weren't sitting there like this. Come here, white kid. Get your black ass out of here. Come here, white kid. Hey, white kid. Ew, black kid, no. How to get to Sesame Street? Only for the white kids. Only for white kids. Now, if Rosita and them were sitting stationary and they're picking and choosing which kids they say hi to, and they're only saying hi to the white ones, you might have something. But since it's a parade and it's in motion, because the word parade, don't parade this in front of me. Parade that implies motion. If you said someone's parading around here, that doesn't mean they're sitting there. That implies motion. So they don't have the time to sit there and interact with every single one of your little tax breaks. And again, it sucks. Some of those kids probably cried. But that's where mom's superpowers come out. That's where mom can pick that kid and say, oh, it's okay, baby. We'll go do this instead, or we can do that. You want this? You know what to do, mom. You know. That's when that mom magic comes out. But instead, to put that shit online, oh, fuck, it's racist because they shut your dumb asses up. Our community is falling apart. But you got time to get in the comment section about some bullshit that means absolutely nothing. The children involved won't even remember it. Ed, glad you're back. I mean, so stupid. That is nothing. That's less than nothing. And everybody's all Sesame Street's racist. And even if they were, don't watch them. Don't go to their concerts. When did we lose our ability to not give a fuck? Oh, well, my kids aren't even in that age group anyway. Don't speak with your wallet. Don't patronize their institutions, their outlets, their websites, whatever. But somehow you got to take this thing and squeeze some of that delicious racism nectar from it. Oh, please. Just a few drops of racism, but there's none in here. We can find it. Put in those machines where they press the olives to get the oil out. They just crush it until something comes out. I need something. We have to find racism everywhere. And now the requirements for racism are so low that as long as a black person is involved, we will find racism here. And if we can't, like a dirty cop, we will plant it. We will put it there. But if there are black people involved and they are slighted in the least, or even if there's a perceived sliding, even if we think it might have happened, if there's a black person involved, we can find racism. We will find it. And if we can't find racism, we will blame it on the America that Trump created. We will get racism in here. We will. Where there's a will, there's a way. And if there's a black person involved in this, you better believe we will squeeze that racist nectar from it. Promise. Ain't this some stupid shit? How much you paying for gas? But Sesame Street is racist. Brian King B. Falcon, slow day at the office. They're running out of shit to do. I wish that were true. I wish that were true. A little parched, huh? Hey, don't worry, guys. It's only going to be 104 here today. Not 106 like yesterday. Relax. Relax. mygreengear.com, JerichoGreen.net. Venmo is GreenforGreen. Cashapp, $JerichoGreen. Number 1, super chats. Boom. P.O. Box 806, Olivehurst, California, -999. Oh, I'm sorry. Olivehurst, California, 95961-9998. Thank you very much. Angelic Storm, thank you. Stephen Colbert crew that invaded U.S. Capitol had charges dropped. I can't imagine why. Because they are on the right side. Well, the correct side in their eyes. They're on the left. You do what the fuck you want on the left because they're running everything. They're running all our institutions. So you can do what you want on the left. But if you have a hint of conservatism about you, oh, you're gonna be in custody. And had it been conservatives have done that, Stephen Colbert would have been talking about it. He would have been talking about how this is, like I said before, this is Trump's America. He fostered an environment where people feel empowered to do these kind of things. He's another used to be funny. Well, used to be funny because of Jon Stewart. He was never funny on his own. But he's another one of those whiny bitches. Remember that episode where he had they took a song and remixed it, and there were a bunch of people dressed as needles trying to get people to get the poke? There was like a choreographed number where he's singing and dancing like it's a Las Vegas show with a bunch of people dressed up as needles. My goodness. So yeah, I did see that stupid ass hypocritical bullshit. Everybody knows that once a business is closed, you're not supposed to be there. The cop should have tased them and released them anyway. Don't waste our time and our money, our tax money, processing and booking these jackasses. Just tase them until they piss and let them go. I'd be more happy with that, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you be happy, more happy knowing that people that work for Stephen Colbert got tased until they pissed their pants? Yes, I would. Oh, fucking street justice right there. Just tase them real quick. Tase them until the battery starts going on the taser, starts running out of juice. Then let them go. Lapse of apathy. Uh-oh. Who is to say the people wearing those costumes aren't black as well? Good point. It is hard to see their faces when they're covered in 6 inches of fucking fur. What if they were black too? Are they racist just because they work for Sesame Street? Do you have to take an oath of racism to work for Sesame Street? No matter if you're the same colors, then we must not acknowledge these black kids. Even if you were one yourself at some point. Do not acknowledge the black ones. Stupid. And inside the head that they wear, they got a little picture there, the little color chart. And they're looking like this. Oh shit, where's that kid? Oh, sorry kid, you too dark. Move. They got a piece of white paper over here, and then they got a color chart for, the darker ones. Ooh. All right, you're a little dark, so I'll give you a high five. But if you were any darker, I wouldn't touch you at all. Stupid. But lapse of apathy, facts have no place here. That's why that would never be considered. Because that would pop a hole in their whole bullshit. So stupid. Yeah, that was some weird shit what Stephen Colbert did. That was very weird. The rapper 10,000, it was never funny. I never laughed at him. I always thought he was like a little lefty weenie, even when he was on there with Jon Stewart. And Jon Stewart is a leftist turd too, but at least he was funny. Oh yeah, Tequila. Thanks, Ari. That's what they did. Tequila. By hold on, don't tell me. By the damn it, who sang that song? Was it the Champions? Who sang Tequila? I think it was the Champions or something. But I definitely remember that. I see a couple people in here mentioning that. Mark E. Mark. Pee Wee Herman. Yeah, I remember watching Pee-wee's Playhouse. That's what he'd do the dance to where they go like this. Yeah. Na, 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 na. Tequila. Hold on, now I gotta find out. Tequila song.
Songs frequently mentioned
The Champs.
include
The Champions. I was close. The Champs. That's who did it. Tequila. How easy was it to write that song? No, 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 no. Hey, man, you want some tequila? Oh, perfect. Tequila. That's it. And really, that's the only word. No, 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 no. Tequila. Easiest song ever written. Can't stand these unfunny jackasses. Don't they know in comedy you're supposed to push the envelope? You're not supposed to be the status quo. You're not supposed to be nice. You're supposed to push it a little bit. That's what makes it funny. Saying shit that normal people wouldn't say. Chica Ninja, thanks for the twomp. We have to stand together. Voices of sanity. The oligarchs are trying to separate us. Some are falling for it. Oh, heck no. Oh, heck no. They sure are. Their plan is dependent on plenty of dummies falling for it. That's why these forums for us to talk and interact are so important. That's why them censoring things are so important to them. Because when we get together, we start forming ideas of how to get around their bullshit and how to get rid of them. That's why they got to keep us apart. Just like any other abusive relationship. What's the first thing they do? They cut you off from your support system. They don't want good people in your life telling you what a monster they are, what they're going to do to you. They need you isolated and quiet. Shut down. My goodness. But you know, one thing I do have to look forward to in this world of insanity are my Pillow products, guys. Love it. Now, of course, now it's summertime. It's a little warm for my taste. But I do remember when it was winter and my wife would stick her freezing cold feet next to mine. Am I the only one whose wife's feet are the same temperature as a cadaver? So with My Pillow, you don't have to worry about that with the My Pillow company because they have these wonderful warm fur line. I don't know if it's real fur, but these nice furry, comfy, cozy, warm slippers. That way, your wife can put her feet in there, warm them first before she shocks the hell out of you by putting them up against your legs. I'm just saying, people, I'm trying to help you out. I'm trying to keep marriages together because I did consider leaving her the last time she did that. I'll be honest. My Pillow, made in America, my favorite part. Up to 66% off. Promo code Jericho, all caps. Don't worry, I'll put the link in there. Oh, you'll get the link. Rance and Shan, thank you very much. You said before you got called the N-word as a kid in school and beat the crap out of them. What did your parents do? Or did they hear of this at all? No, not unless I got suspended for it. For some reason, and I never had a thought of, nah, I don't want to bother my parents with this, or I don't want to tell them. I always saw it as I already handled it. There's no reason to tell them. I don't feel in any way. I don't feel in any way that I wish I would have said something to my parents, or I wish they knew what I was dealing with. It was never like that. I don't have any feelings, no regrets. I never told them. They told me how to behave, how to deal with those situations. Like, you know, if somebody says something to you at school, you know, you try to tell the teacher, you know, you try to handle it with words first. You try to diffuse the situation, I guess. But if you can't, you defend yourself. Straight up. So, no, I never told him about it. But yeah, if some kid called me that, and it was never so much the word that hurt my feelings. It was the fact that they would say something so hurtful to me, that they would try to hurt my feelings. That's what pissed me off. That you would say something like that to me, that that you would want to hurt me. I don't know if that makes any sense. But long story short, if a kid called me that, I was going to do my best to fuck them up. Period. That's just the way I did things as a kid. I was never one for letting people get away with things. I was never one for, it's cool. I was always a scale balancer, if you will. Someone did something to me, I had to do something back to them. Period. Just something inside of me that always made me that way. Hope that answered your question. Okay. So I see people mentioning it, so we'll get into it. Loco Cortez. People in New York, my goodness, what are you guys going to do? Are you going to get another dose of her? Are you guys going to get another dose of AOC? Are you guys going to re-elect that woman? Holy crap. I mean, she is just one turd after another. Let's see what happens when you look up AOC arrested. Oh, she wasn't alone. This coming from CNN.com. Democrat lawmakers, including Ocasio-Cortez, Talib, whatever, KRS-One, Spearer, and more, arrested in abortion rights protests in front of the Supreme Court. Uh-oh. Get them, girls. Now, was it Brooklyn, Bronx? Is it the Bronx that AOC has in her district? I believe it is. Let me know if I'm wrong, but I believe it's the Bronx. It's Bronx or Brooklyn. I get them mixed up. People of the Bronx. As you look around outside, as you walk around going to and from work and to and from hanging out or whatever you're doing in the Bronx, do you see anything that you would want AOC working on? Is there maybe a homeless issue or a job issue or something that needs to be fixed? The roads, the schools, are they underperforming? Something important that you need her to do. Yet, she is outside of the Supreme Court building getting arrested, getting faux arrested. She was getting arrested because she didn't even have any handcuffs on. The officer was walking with her in his right, holding her in his right hand, guiding her by one of her arms that she had behind her back. Maybe they couldn't handcuff her because her hands would be sitting up too high on her big Latin booty. Maybe that was why. Maybe they were like, damn, girl, you got a big old fat Latina ass. Maybe I need to not cuff you because if your hands are up too high on that big old J-Lo booty, you'll be uncomfortable. So he has her and then some other Rachel Levine looking son of a bitch that he's guiding in his left hand. And they're not, their arms are out. They're looking, saying shit, arms up. But AOC has her hands behind her back like she's being cuffed by the man. All aboard the USS Pander. Boo. Are you kidding me? He didn't slap no cuffs on you. Your hands weren't zip tied. And then here we go. The best part. She walks past the camera with her hands behind her back because she was arrested. And then she puts up the Black Power fist. Right on. Right on, brother. Because the overturning of Roe v. Wade is just like the civil rights movement in the 60s. That's what she's telling you by doing this. We get the majority of our information by looking through our ocular stems. So when she does this, that's telling you that what I'm out here for is just like the civil rights movement where we got this from. This, where I stand in front of the Supreme Court, is the podium in Mexico City, 1968. That's what she's telling you. Here comes the Voltron effect that I always talk about. Their arguments on their own are so fucking weak that they have to come together like Voltron and form one big social justice issue. She had her own hands behind her back like she was being cuffed. Next time, officers, please cuff her for real. Oh, and who else? That's right, 3 of the 4 whores of the apocalypse. You got Loco Cortez, to Rashida Tlaib, who I call KRS-One. Look up what KRS-One looks like. Tell me that's not her. Tell me she's not going to play KRS-One in a biopic film about him. She will play KRS-One. And then you have Ilhan Omar, the double Somali agent, the one who wears her hijab on the job. The one who married and fugged her brother. The one who constantly talks shit about this country, even though we plucked you from a shit hole. They say don't bite the hands that feed you. Well, what do you do to the hand that saved your ass and gave you more than you could ever dream of? What do you do to that hand? Fucking crooks. So our elected activists, so now they're not elected officials, they're elected activists because they're out there in the streets, brothers and sisters, for you, for me. She went like this. Is this necessary anymore? Is this necessary anymore? Do we need this? Yes, they do. And if I was a black person or white person or any other colored person who took part in the real civil rights movement, when we really had a racist society, when there really was systemic racism, if I was still alive, I would be pissed. Like my dad would say, I would be mad as a wet hen that you guys are out here perverting and shitting on what we really did, the hard work that we really did. You're out here cosplaying like there's still some heavy lifting to be done. You're out here playing activists. I'm surprised she wasn't wearing a fake afro. I'm surprised when she was walking, that little afro wasn't bouncing around and all this shit. I'm surprised she didn't have on her, go get her Angela Davis starter kit. Strong fist, got it. Afro, got it. That's the only thing missing, and then she'd have a big ass afro on top of her head. A big old Jim Kelly. When are people going to be offended by this? They like to get offended by everything else. When are you going to get offended by the real offensive shit? Saying that the needle hasn't moved in our country. That's what this means. If you're doing this in 2022 on the steps of the Supreme Court, this is what you're saying. Why was she let out of her office? That's what happens when you don't keep enough snacks in there for her. That's what happens when you run out of the goldfish and the Squeeze-Its. Remember Squeeze-Its? It came in that plastic bottle and you just pop the top and squeeze it. Who let her run out of Squeeze-Its? Who let her run out of those popsicles that are liquid and then you freeze them and you bite the end off and push them up and eat them? Who ran out of snacks? Because that's the only reason she comes out of her office is because she runs out of snacks. Or she's already filled in all of her coloring books. Or she can't find the sharpener for her Crayola box. That's right, she got them good Crayola boxes with the 64 crayons in there and the flesh tone and the burnt sienna with the sharpener. She got the rich kid crayons. So if you make sure she knows where her sharpener is, you make sure she has coloring books and snacks, she'll stay in her office. But somebody let the snacks run out, so then she gets to wandering, all big-eyed, wandering down the hallways. What's that noise? Then she goes downstairs, and now she's outside looking like a jackass because you guys didn't keep enough snacks in her office. So I don't know who it is. I don't know whose job it is to go on the Costco run. But you better get some Lunchables and snacks so that little son of a bitch does not come out of her office and do this shit again in public. She was faking. And let's say it was real. Why, as a sitting congresswoman, are you out here getting arrested? You're not some 19-year-old on a college campus. You're a fucking sitting congresswoman. Act like it. You protest on your own time, you dummy. Not on our damn dollar. Man, New York, you better be mad as shit. You better be mad as shit. Brian Shoemaker, thank you very much. Does Corn Pop live on R.A.C.I.S.T Street? Nah, man. Come on, man. He's friends with Biden. Biden has nothing to do with racism. 94 crime bill author. Okay? Don't say those things about Corn Pop. You didn't know Corn Pop like I did. Excuse me. Sorry. Ms. Pepsi Girl. Biden's voice. Hey, YMCA. I like that group because in the beginning of that song, doesn't it start with young men? Hopefully not too old. Under 10's my favorite. Stop me when I'm not telling the truth. Please. Stop me when I'm no longer telling the truth. Ransom Shan. Hugging. Thank you. Do you know websites, channels, or groups who monitor senators' cities before and after their election would be easier? It would be easier to vote knowing how they did. That would be great. There's got to be something like that. There's got to be some kind of city watch, grading system for these fuckers. There's got to be. Got to be. But that's the thing, man. People like you and I would look at that and go off of their performance, meritocracy. People like you and I would look at that and say, you perform bad, I don't want you back. But there are too many other people who are D next to their name. Yeah, but they put D next to their name. But the crime rate, D. But they've had the city for years and it's all fucked. D. Aren't you guys tired of the murders? D. You got too many of those. Too damn many. LMR. It's the truth, man. Kids are simple. Keep them with snacks. They don't cause any trouble. My son's two favorite words. I'm hungry. If you want to go to 3, Daddy, I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. Daddy, I'm hungry. I'm hungry. Sometimes it's the shoulders. I'm hungry. Kids are always hungry. If they would have kept enough snacks in their office, she wouldn't have gotten out. Assholes. Who's in charge? Who's on snack duty? Who's on snack patrol for this grown child? Fake ass. She put her own hands behind her back. The cops are like, you don't have to do that. Yeah, I do. How are you going to get your hands over that big old Latina booty, girl? Brian Shoemaker, again, thank you. Orale, I'm getting jumped into V Corn Pop. Booker. I went to school with kids like that. Ike, fool. What, fool? I went to school with dudes like that. We went to school with a dude he used to steal, and they call him thiefers. Hey, what's up, thiefers? This little short dude, he was like 4.5 feet tall. We called him Stump. Can you? Stump. Kids are terrible. Kids are terrible. Scott, don't do emojis like that and disrespect this young woman. She's out here working hard for the Bronx. I don't know how she's working hard for him by getting fake arrested, but she's working hard. You think it's easy to thumb off 25,000 jobs? You think that's easy, Scott? Respect her. Respect her. Sorry. Lost it. Sorry. But yeah, donkey tits, that's funny. Some words are just funny together. You careful. And this there was this dark skinned Mexican dude, they call him Brown Boy. Oh my god. What, eh? Puro Castro, eh? Puro Castro. So I didn't know that it was people would fake getting arrested. I always thought getting arrested was bad and you wouldn't want that kind of blemish on your record. But now I guess it's cool to get arrested. It's even cooler to get fake arrested or faux arrested or arrested. My goodness. That's our favorite big booty Latina. Our favorite big booty Latina. Don't look at me, little puppet. What, Dino Mike? Don't look at me, eh? That movie was fucked up too. That movie was fucked up too. Don't look at me, little puppet. Hey, next time it'll be blood on my knife and not shit on my dick. What movie was that? Hey, we're few, but we're crazy, eh? Oh, AOC. Guys, keep our snacks stocked so we don't got to deal with her, please. Thank you. So, something important that I wanted to talk about. So, as I was mentioning before, beware. That's right, Ms. Pepsi Girl. American Me. William Forsythe. He was in that. Beware the unjustly offended people. And speaking in current story terms, the Tickly Sunberg, the psycho who shot into the woman's apartment and then got shot by the police. There's a video of the parents of this boy who got killed, 20 years old. Now, the parents, I give them much more leeway, much more rope when it comes to the way they behave after their child has been killed. Because there is nothing, absolutely nothing on this planet worse than losing your child. That's it. That's not up for debate like who has a penis or a vagina, who can breastfeed. So no matter what the situation, parents, when they're in those situations, I give them a wide berth, as they say, because that's just horrible. You don't know how you're going to react to that, what's going to come out, to a certain extent. But I definitely give them a longer fuse. So this boy's parents are out there talking about how they feel bad for that woman, how her kids will be traumatized. She's traumatized. They wish that they could hug her. They are so sorry. And they were being calm and articulate. They were speaking. They were talking about their feelings in a calm manner. But in the background, you can hear these LBM, Love Black Menaces. I'm sorry, you might know them as CBLM, Certain Black Lives Matter. Oh, damn it. I mean BLM. You can hear them in the background yelling and screaming like a bunch of jackasses. So the people that just lost their kid, no matter, take out why, that doesn't matter. These people just lost one of their children and they are calm and collected and speaking clearly. You motherfuckers didn't know them. You don't even live around here. And you're over there screaming and hollering like a bunch of fucking children. They sound like if you gave a whole kindergarten class bullhorns. That's what they sound like. A bunch of incoherent, loud gibberish that's not necessary. So how are the people who are hurting most of all? Fortunately, that lady's apartment he was shooting into, even though she was there with her kids, nobody was killed, fortunately. So her level of pain is not going to be on the same level as these parents. They just lost a child, yet they are calm and speaking clearly and saying kind things about the true victim. But these dumbasses are back there, no connection to anybody involved in this, screaming and hollering. How can you take them seriously? That's how you know they are full of shit. They are more incensed than the parents who lost a child? How is that possible? They're not for real. We know that. Those of us in here know that. But a lot of these jackasses, too many of these jackasses, refuse to know it, or at least refuse to admit it. They have to know it. I cannot stand that shit. How are you more offended and more upset than the people that should be? If his parents were out there crying and screaming and yelling into a bullhorn, I would have some understanding. But these crooks, this fraudulent organization who only loves the black menaces in our community, the fuck are you guys yelling about? What are you guys yelling about? You're just out there yelling for the sake of yelling. You get to go out there and act a fool without fear of penalty because nobody wants to put a baton on you fools because you're BLM or LBM, love black menaces. So they don't want that firestorm from the media and the fake empty suits, the elected punks coming down on them. So they let you fuckers go out there and act stupid. They let you go out there and tantrum till you tucker yourselves out. Let me make sure I get this shit right. Because there's a very good comment made by a prominent black man, by a sellout, coon. Hold on a second. Bear with me. This is from Booker T. Washington. You may have heard of that guy. So it says, there is another class of colored people who make a business of keeping the troubles, the wrongs, and the hardships of the Negro race before the public. Having learned that they are able to make a living out of their troubles, they have grown into the settled habit of advertising their wrongs, partly because they want sympathy and partly because it pays. Some of these people do not want the Negro to lose his grievances because they do not want to lose their jobs. Let's see. He died in 1915. So you know what that means? That means he said that shit a long time ago. A long time ago. This is nothing new. There's nothing new under the sun. It just changes and evolves with the times. Back then, he was dealing with LBM too. They just did it differently. Now, you think in a society, the society he grew up in, that was at the height of America's racism, right? He was born in 1856. He was born 9 years before the end of slavery, before the end of the Civil War, I should say. He was born before the end of the Civil War. So how back then would they allow a bunch of Negroes to speak against the system? That's what they were doing. They were talking about, oh, racist this or racist that, and the poor Negro. Why back then, at the height of racism, at the height of, shut up, boy, not my daughter, at the height of that, why would they allow these Negroes to talk bad about their system or the systemic racism? Why would they allow them to do that at that time? I guess they would allow them to do that because it helped. Because they wanted them to, because they want black folks to do this shit. They want you to be the perpetual complainer, the always something's wrong, the Eeyore of ethnicities. I'm black. Can't get ahead because of the white man's boot on my neck. I'm just black. Everybody who's not black, you're so lucky. But me, when I wake up and look in the mirror, I can only see that I'm still black. The Fabergé eggs of ethnicities. Everybody quiet. Everybody be nice. Don't be loud around the black folks because of slavery and Jim Crow. Shh. That's just been going on for a long time. So, of course, these fools, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it's been working forever, keep it moving. Let's keep going. If it ain't broke, why are you messing with it? If we can still get money from this, from constantly dredging up these grievances or trying to create new ones, why not keep going? I don't know. You tell me. But beware the people who are more offended than those who should be. Let's see here. Thank you, Brian Shoemaker, once again. He wants me to do the Obama voice, and that's what I'm going to do. So thank you very much. Black people, you thought it was going to help you, but I didn't. You got screwed. If you weren't in the alphabet soup group, screw you. Tell me that wasn't true. Tell me that wasn't true. That's right, GAA. Oh, I'm black. Shut the fuck up. What other country would you rather be black in? Tell me right now. Tell me right now. If being America is so damn hard, tell me the country you want to be black in. Where do you want to go through life black other than America? Fucking ridiculous. Ransom Shan, thank you very much again. BLM out here using the same tactics against their enemies that the Nazis used to demoralize and demonize their enemies, leading to apathy during violence. Yep. If you see it work over there, why mess it up? There's a reason they haven't improved on sliced bread. Because the shit's working. Why? They haven't revamped the making of the sandwich. Why? Because it works. The sliced bread's great for it. Don't mess it up. So if you see something work so well in the past in another country, copy and paste. Take out Germany, put in America, take out this group, put in that's it. The framework is the same. The template, I hate when people say template, it's template. If the template works, keep it. So fucking stupid. I'll tell you what's not stupid though. MyGreenGear.com, brand new designs. JerichoGreen.net, exclusive videos, $3.99 a month. Venmo is GreenforGreen. Cashapp is $ Jericho Green, the number one. Super chats, boom. Do like they did. First come, first serve. P.O. Box 806, Olivehurst, California, 95961-9998. And finally, lastly, so it's on my Instagram page. Is it under stories? Damn it. Did I put it on stories? I think I did. Damn it. Let's see if I can find it here. If it's like, I think it's a newer, well, it's not a newer video, but I think it's gained some popularity, so maybe it'll be easy to find. Okay, let's see. Yeah, here it is. Convicted child predator Jack Reynolds. Let's see, check this out. So it says, convicted predator John Reynolds describes how he groomed young boys before molesting them. So when someone tells you what they're going to do, listen. Check this out.
How did you get them alone?
I would check out their family situation. I would check out their clothing to see how well they were, financially. I would check out their social interaction with other kids. When we were on the ballparks or.
Can you guys hear this? I know it's kind of low, but if you can't, what he's saying is, she asked him, like, what are you looking for in these kids? And he's like, well, first, I would look at how they're groomed. Are they clean? Are they dressed well? Like, basically, I'm looking to see if somebody cares about them. Because if they're out there dirty, ill-fitting clothes, looking like nobody cares about them, dirty face and shit, malnourished, perfect.
On the gym floor, I would make sure which ones I wanted to molest. I would give them special attention, congratulate them, talk to them when I know that I would never be allowed to talk to anybody else. Aside from everybody, I would give them the attention that an official is not supposed to give anybody. And it made them feel like, wow, he's paying me attention. It is a direct form of grooming.
Were there certain characteristics that you looked for in children before molesting them?
In children, yes, but more I also looked at their families. If I thought the father was a threat, I would not approach the child. If I thought that the child had friends that he would tell, I would not approach him. If I thought the child had friends that were in the same capacity he was, I would approach him. For the simple fact that if I could molest him, I could lure him into grooming him into believing that he would enjoy it.
Grooming.
And therefore, I could manipulate him into having his other friends come and be molested by me as well.
So perhaps a child that doesn't really have a whole lot of friends, maybe not really a strong family, things like that.
Yes, no spiritual values, weak in education, needs help in many ways. Even from split parenting, has a mother who may be having problems with the family, well, here comes superhero in to help out, wow, well, thank you very much. No problem. You ever need me to take them away for the night so you can have a night out? No problem. It works.
It works. So that pervert just laid out the groundwork for what they look for. What they look for in a victim. Just like any other predator. You're not going to go for the strong, healthy one that can keep up with the pack. The one like looks like it's fed well, it's fast, it could outrun you. The weak. The ones hanging at the back of the herd. The ones who can't keep up. The ones who don't get as good of food or as good of care. They're not going to be able to outrun you. Those are easy pickings. Predators do not want to get hurt while they're eating their prey because they won't be able to prey again. So they're going to go with the path of least resistance. They're going to go to the kid that doesn't have a strong family unit, that's not going to speak up for themselves, that maybe comes from a broken home. Galen Merrick, that guy who describes how he grooms kids, is scary. It's very scary. He's very matter of fact. And I think he was telling the truth. Makes sense. Any kind of predator, not just a sexual predator. Look at these kids in gangs. They look for the kids who are not getting everything they need from home so they can provide it for them. You don't got no food, you don't got no clothes, you're getting fucked with. We'll protect you, we'll feed you. Look at all this money I got. I just need you to go over here and do some killing for me. But he said he was looking for the kids coming from broken homes. Mom is overwhelmed. Look at all these damn kids. Oh, I can't catch a break. They're running around getting in trouble. Hey. Dun, 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 dun. Captain Pervert. Hey, let me take them away for you for a while. Now, what mother would let them do that? But, they're overwhelmed. That's what he's looking for. The ones that are beat down by life, who don't have the help. I'll help you. It's just going to cost you their childhood and their mental state. That's all. But it's very important how we raise our kids, how we treat our kids, how we present them to the world. We don't want our kids to look like an easy meal. We don't want our kids to look like victims to these fucking monsters. And he's talking about setting it up for the long game, getting molesting one kid, hopefully getting to molest his friends, because they probably come from broken situations too. What's the first thing he said? Or one of the first things he said. I look to see if there's a dad. If the dad looks like he could be a threat, I'm not going to mess with the kid. So if your dad is involved, he's spending time with you, that molester is going to move on to a path of least resistance. They don't want to tussle with dad. They don't want to take a chance of getting fucked up or killed. Then they won't be able to molest anymore. So they're going to go with the kid who doesn't have a dad, whose mama decided to lay down and get that up inside of her with no commitment, no marriage, no relationship. When someone tells you what they want to do, you got to believe them. When they tell you who they are, you have to believe them. This dude is telling you exactly what they look for. You think these weird-ass teachers who want to indoctrinate your kids with this shit, they're not looking at that? They know better than anybody. They know about your home life. They look at whose homework. They look at your homework. They look at how your parents respond when they contact them. Do they return your calls? Do they give a shit? Do they feel like you're bothering them? Are these kids coming in here dirty and hungry every day with clothes that don't fit, too big, too small? Perfect. You're the one. The one, if you invite them over, their parents even care to meet you? Do they drop the kid off? Do they even care? Does the kid walk over to your house for the first time by themselves? Perfect. That's what these fuckers are looking for. That's one of the reasons that being a parent is so important, and watching your kids, protecting them. You don't only protect them by physically being there, you protect them by how you present them to the world. Hungry, well-fed, confident, performing well in school? Nah. That kid has so many good things going on in their life. I can't combat that. Broken home, parents don't give a fuck, hungry, got a bag full of hot Cheetos and a Sprite at 7 o'clock in the morning? Perfect. That shit was so creepy and so weird to actually hear a monster speak and tell you what they're looking for. Now, speaking like that, how is that dude still alive? And on the same note, when we get a hold of somebody like that, they need to be punished severely. This dude was older. He looked like he was in his 60s. How long do you think he's been doing this? How long do you think he was doing it before he perfected his craft? They should use him to spot perverts and then be done with them once they do. Hashtag Team Woodchipper. Derek Hunter, thank you for the Hamilton. Still loving your work, sir. I appreciate what you do. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here. I appreciate your time. But when I heard that video, and when I saw that video, I was like, I want to talk about this here. Because there you go. Textbook. Socrates Ken. Ghislaine Maxwell's clients. Yeah, but just like her, they knew the girls to target. They knew who the easy victims were going to be. They know. They don't just randomly go select these girls. They got to meet criteria. The Amazing Wong, Uncle Jericho, I heard AOC got arrested today. Well, she got arrested. She got fake arrested, faux arrested. She put her own hands behind her back. Threw up a black power fist. Go fuck out of here. Can we do away with that? No more black power fist. If you use a black power fist, you need to be fucking cited. And if you get too many of those citations, we're going to take away your driver's license or something. Because you're just fucking stupid. You're stupid if you're still doing this. They did this already. BLM needs to change their name to Been There, Done That. This is old shit. This is old. They already did this. They already did this movement. I'm with you, brothers and sisters. Shut the fuck up. While your fiance sits at home with sweatpants on and both feet up on the couch, petting that little dog. I hope she's okay. Good job. Good job, AOC. You dumb. You fucking child. And why didn't they get the fourth whore of the apocalypse out there? Because it's AOC, Omar, Talib, and Presley. That's what it is. Ayanna Presley, a bald-headed Ayanna Presley. Oh, Jeanne looking Ayanna Presley. God, man, these people are stupid. I can't wait to see what they bring us tomorrow. I can't wait to see what they serve up on a silver platter mañana. But we're going to find out. People, another live stream in the books. We did it. We did it. Look, Ma, no hands. We did it. You were great. I was great. We were great. Meet me here tomorrow, 1 p.m. PST, 6 damn days a week, Monday through Saturday. I appreciate all of you being here. I appreciate your time, your comments, your questions, your donations. Thank you very much. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Utilize the Linktree link. Get your ass over to JerichoGreen.net. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.